Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Join us for the latest in news, views, and conversation with community leaders. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well Dressed Walrus, and Spokane Firefighters Local 29. Now, put your finger on the Pulse of Spokane.
Hello everybody, welcome to Spokane Talks, the Pulse program. I'm your host, Brady. Today we got a great show lined up for you. I'm here with Tony Dreher from Fun Flicks. I'm also here with Margie Bensching from the Goldensherpa program and Andrew Rowles from Downtown Spokane Partnership. It's going to be a great show. Tune in for an awesome show on Pulse program. Thanks.
Well, this is Doomsday in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Doomsday.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate, but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved. We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Doomsday wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in second grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Spokane Talks, the Pulse program. I'm your host, Brady, and I am here with Tony Dreher from Fun Flicks. How you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Well, it's nice to meet you. So why don't you start off and just start talking about your business?
Yeah, essentially we're a full-service indoor and outdoor movie provider. We use huge inflatable screens for outdoor events as well as indoor. Again, being full service, we have a staff that delivers, sets it up, runs the show for you, so you don't have to worry about anything, and then we pack it up when all done.
That's awesome.
Hassle-free, worry-free event.
Hassle-free, worry-free. Now, I wanted to talk about this because when I turned about 11 or 12, either or, we called you guys and we set up a huge movie in the back of my yard for my birthday. I have no idea what we watched. It might have been like Percy Jackson or something like that.
Right.
But it was so fun. And you even brought inflatable couches and you set everything up. Like, it was not like we had to provide our own lawn chairs, but you provided that as well, which I thought was pretty dang cool.
Yeah. We've kind of phased away a little bit of the inflatable couches simply because those ended up being bounce houses. And being inflatable, sharp objects don't mix well with inflatable objects, so they didn't last real long. So,
I imagine you had a lot of them just...
Right.
Yeah.
But everything else we do provide full service, and
Okay,
sit and watch the movie and have fun under the stars.
Awesome. Well, that's really good to know. I'm wondering, you guys are also, do you provide for all kinds of movies, all kinds of ratings and things like that, or does it depend on who's pretty much inviting you guys or calling you guys?
Yeah, whoever hires us takes care of the media they want to show, whether it be a movie, presentation, slideshows, weddings, anniversaries, whatever it is. We're the equipment provider, so we again have somebody come deliver it, set it all up. You hand us whatever media you want to watch, connect a laptop or whatever you need, and run the show.
Right. Yeah. That sounds like a super simple and easy process, and it's great because it's out in the backyard, or indoor or wherever it needs to be.
Well, for that matter, we do have 7 different sizes of screens, so we go everything from a backyard screen, 16 foot, to a 55-foot screen that we do like full-scale drive-in movies and
Oh,
vote-in
wow.
movies with. And as of this year, we just acquired a 16:9 LED screen, which allows us to do daytime stuff.
Oh, cool.
So now we're no longer limited to just nighttime events where, need to be sunset or later. So.
Right. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's
thank
awesome.
you. It's a big step for us, a big investment, but we see it's already going to get lots of use. So.
Right, I bet.
Yeah.
And I'm a movie lover myself. I'm kind of a film geek. I love just to sit down and watch a movie. And I'm wondering, what your thoughts are on the difference between, watching a movie inside with your family in your own home theater with your TV versus having a whole setup outside. Like, how did you come across that idea?
Well, it's funny you say that because actually when my son was 9 years old is when we first kind of got the notion and idea to do it. We trying to find a new fun way to have a birthday party for him.
Right.
And we had an older projector and a little speaker, and we shot a movie on our garage door. And all the kids that came out to the party thought it was a fun outdoor fun event, and the parents picking up the kids thought it was a great idea. And this was, 10 years ago now. So
right.
At that time, I still do work at a hospital locally, now part-time, but I have a good schedule, so I work every other week. So I was always looking for something different to do, and thought, well, maybe I'll start some sort of outdoor, event service.
Yeah.
In my research of finding equipment and everything ready to actually go get a business license, I came across a company based out of Baltimore at the time, called Funflix. And I approached them and told them what I was looking to do, and they're like, well, why don't you come check out what we do and how we, can kind of help lead the way for you.
Right.
Flew down for a 3-day trip, signed on the dotted line, joined up Spokane location.
Oh, cool.
10 years ago. And immediately after that first year, I saw the potential and took off the rights to all of Washington and North Idaho.
Oh, wow.
So we service the whole state of Washington and North Idaho. We do over 280 events a season.
Oh, wow.
Which
That's
up till
great.
now was really just 4 months in the year, right? Summer months.
Right.
But now with LED, we can do year-round, any time of day, any season. So
that's pretty cool.
yeah, it's a kind of a fun story to tell because it's just where the roots of where we started it from. Funflix isn't necessarily a franchise; we're just licensing the name.
Right.
So we're part of a nationwide. We call it a family. Really, it's a network, and so we all learn from each other and continue to grow with technology and so forth. So.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. And I think it's pretty impressive that you also have been able to balance that as well as your other part-time job now as well.
Yeah. I say I have 3 jobs because I also coach my daughter's soccer team. And
oh, yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
So you got a lot on your plate there.
With a lot of support from my wife and my family, we make it all work. And slowly cutting back time at the hospital here and there, but I still love what I do there, so I won't fully ever give it up.
Well, that's great because you're also doing what you love to do.
Right.
Even though you have 3 jobs, and most people when they have 3 jobs, they're like not getting any sleep. And even if you don't get any sleep, you're still doing what you love to do.
My wife and I joke come early April that we see each other again in October. So.
Oh yeah.
But once the movie season slows down a little bit, things get back to normal, and so we put in the time while we got it and make the most of it. So.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for coming in on the show. Bet. It was great talking with you. Great meeting you.
Great.
And so keep tuning in to Spokane Talks for the Pulse program, and we'll be right back.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
O'Brien Logistics would like to invite you to try our local and regional transportation services. With Sprinter vans, lift gates, hot shot flatbeds, and expedited services, our people are ready to step in and help with your transportation needs. Our services are 24/7, 365, and we are trained and prepared to handle air cargo and Canadian shipments. Give us a call at 208-305-2311 or visit our website at o'brienlogistics.net. That's OBRIEN logistics.net.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Spokane Talks. We are on the Pulse program. I'm your host, Brady Magruder, and I am here with Margie Bensching. How you doing?
Hi, Brady.
Hi, nice to meet you. So you are here with the Goldensherpa program.
Well, Goldensherpa is an online platform to help families and their and seniors find affordable and available placement in senior residential care. So it's a platform, and we're pretty excited. We launched this week.
Launched this week? I heard it's Thursday, right?
Thursday.
Thursday. Great. Awesome. So congratulations.
Thank you.
That's huge. Why don't you talk a little bit more about how the Goldensherpa platform works in connecting somebody looking for a retirement home?
Well, when you're looking for residential care or a senior living community, there are so many different options out there. And what Goldensherpa does is it brings all the options in one place where you can quickly access and get information very similar to, say, Expedia when you're looking for a hotel and you're looking for certain types of amenities. Well, with Goldensherpa, you're looking for certain types of communities and certain price range that you're interested in. We show you pictures, and we really want to make Goldensherpa a place where it's a destination. We're all looking forward to having a wonderful later retirement, and Goldensherpa gives you that option.
Yeah, that's
Makes it
awesome.
easy in one place. You don't have to look all over the website, and we don't ask you for your personal information. We're just a place where you can, in the middle of the night, you can do a little journey and say you find a community you want to show your children, or a community that maybe you think your parent would like. You can send them a link or tell them to go to Goldensherpa.
Well, that's great. I think that's awesome because it doesn't feel like if somebody is looking for that, it's going to attack them with a bunch of information.
Exactly. We don't ask for personal information. We don't send emails unless you request that. So you have that option.
Okay, cool.
You can go on a waiting list if the community that you're interested in doesn't have availability. But if they do, you get an email when there's an opening that matches criteria that you're looking for. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Great. And so I'm wondering what specifically got you into working with the Goldensherpa platform and starting this up?
Well, I lost my mom a few years ago, and my dad was living on the other side of the country. I'm here in Spokane. I have a sister in California, and my brother was the closest. He's about 5 hours away. So we started thinking about how we could help support him. And he's just not a great cook, and he loves to dance. He's a pretty social guy. So we started thinking, you know, maybe a retirement community would be a great place for him. But when I started looking into it, it got extremely frustrating. I had to go to many websites. I didn't understand how much things cost, and you would have to call them or wait, or you could use a referral website, but then I had to give my information, and I just really wanted information. So I was actually told, Margie, there's this really great pamphlet you can get at the local hospital. By the time I got that pamphlet, I had to park my car, pay $2. It was extremely frustrating. And I decided there has to be a better way. When I was looking for a home, I used Zillow, and I didn't have to go anywhere. I got all these options. I understood the market. Why couldn't I do that with senior living? I mean, 70% of the adults 65 and older will need some form of long-term care, yet nobody had created a platform for them to just search and get information. So I decided, I have a background in market research, and I'm a kind of a stubborn gal. So I decided, we're gonna make this. And so pulled a team together. 18 months later, we launched on Thursday.
Wow.
Pretty exciting.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Congratulations yet again.
Thank you. We're excited because we're going to save time for those families. There are people who are working. That's kind of where my background was. When my mom passed away, I was working. And so I had a family, and we're looking just for information. You know, this is when you're an adult child and you have a parent who needs some type of care, you don't have time to learn all the terms. You don't have time to understand the industry. And so it's frustrating, it's confusing, and I wanted to create something where people could just go online, goldensherpa.com, and get information, make them an expert within minutes, and they can keep going back. Maybe they're just thinking about it themselves if they're a senior, and they just want to find out about how much does it cost, how do people pay for it. You can go to Goldensherpa, nobody will know,
Right.
So yeah, we're very excited about it.
Well, that's awesome. I think it's great how with this platform you can also be able to, well, I mean, we're in a digital age.
Yes.
And the convenience of that is one of the most important things, because how you were saying how frustrated you were, how you were so easily able to find your own home on Zillow, and now like it was such a different process for senior living. I think in this digital age that convenience is one of the biggest things that people are looking for.
Required.
Right.
Required. And why not? We know there's a silver tsunami coming.
Right.
We have a lot of baby boomers who are going to be turning 65, and we don't have a place for them. So actually, I asked in the industry when I was doing my research, so what do you do? How do you, on the provider side, communities, how do you get customers? How do you tell people what you're doing?
Yeah.
And they told me there's actually a little bit of a disconnect. So sometimes they have availability and they can wait up to a month or two to find a perfect resident, because there is a relationship that's there. There's a resident looking for a community that's perfect for them, and then there's a community looking for a resident that's perfect for them. And so we kind of bring them together. Well, we do bring them together and give them that information. When you go to tour a community, you're an informed consumer. You have information. You know how and what to ask at a community. And community owners, they love that, because when they have a resident that comes through Goldensherpa, potential resident, they know that this person understands what type of product they have.
Right.
They understand how they're going to pay for that. And right now, there's really no place that you can get that.
Right, exactly. And one more thing I want to touch on is just what makes it stand out. It's one thing that I noticed that really just pops is how you are also connecting the retirement homes and the senior living programs to the people looking for it.
Directly.
It's not only just for somebody looking for a home, but it's also the home looking for its residents.
Correct, and directly. You know, that's the one thing that is missing in this market, that direct connection. You know when a community has an opening, they actually upload that information into our database, Goldensherpa, and they tell everybody in real time. I call it the Goldensherpa sphere.
Yeah.
You send it out to Goldensherpa, and everybody who is looking immediately knows. And that doesn't mean you have to be in Spokane. You know, ultimately, you can actually be in Virginia and get information about the Spokane market, because all you have to do is search Goldensherpa, and it's right there.
Cool.
So we're pretty excited about that. In real time, saving that provider time it takes to fill an empty bed or unit or apartment. And for the resident who, you know, there are times when you have very little, like days, to find available placement for your loved one. And we're taking this actually frustrating, time-consuming process, and we're creating an opportunity to make that match in days, hours.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So how can people find you?
Well, you go to goldensherpa.com. We launch on Thursday.
Awesome.
We're very excited. We are also mobile. So if you're, say, visiting your family member and you start thinking, oh, let's look at some communities, pull out Goldensherpa off your phone.
Cool.
And see what's available in the market.
Awesome. Well, congratulations
Thank
yet
you.
again. So stick around for some more Spokane Talks. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll be right back.
To help you be safe, Washington state law requires you to call 811 2 full business days before you plan, for example, to dig, drill, plow, pull from, or pound anything into the ground. Be prepared to provide the operator with the correct address, cross street, and the description of your work. You must mark the dig area with white paint. The operator will inform you of the utilities notified of your impending excavation. Wait for all their marks. Be safe and dig with care.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Spokane Talks, the Pulse program. I'm your host, Brady Magruder, and I am here with Andrew Rowles with the Downtown Spokane Partnership. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Great, Brady. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
So why don't you talk about Downtown Spokane Partnership?
Yeah, so we come on over. Usually, it's if it's not me, then it's Mark, the president of the Downtown Partnership, and we give the rundown of what we're interested in or what we're working on at the moment. And right now, it happens to be a few things. I think the most interesting is that it's election season. So we just got past the primaries and we're on our way to the November general election. Mm-hmm. And for the first time ever, our organization will host a candidate forum.
Cool.
We've been running for the past coming up on a year. We're halfway through here. So we did our first Downtown Dialogue event back in the end of last year.
Right.
And we focused on homelessness and addiction in downtown. And then we moved on to parking. That was our second Downtown Dialogue. And now we're moving on to our third, which will be a candidate forum.
Cool.
And so we've received RSVPs from all of our general election candidates. So we'll have all 10 candidates. That's mayor, council president, and then council district candidates on one stage. It happens to be at the Civic Theater, and that is Spokane's oldest community theater.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yep. On October 1st. That's Tuesday, October 1st, from 4:30 to 6 p.m. And we've actually opened up reservations for that already. People can come to our website, downtownspokane.org, and register for that event if they're interested. But we'll get the word out, and we're excited because, as I mentioned, it'll be all 10 of our general election candidates taking some time to really focus on policy for downtown, and they'll get to represent what they think are the best solutions or their vision for downtown, how to do everything from how do we do economic development for downtown, how do we do economic development generally for the city, to the really challenging issues, how do we do law enforcement in downtown, and how do we improve the lives of people that are suffering from homelessness and addiction, and everything in between. So it'll be I think really interesting candidate forum, again focused just on downtown and unique for that reason. So we encourage everyone to come down, check it out. There's plenty of seating at the Civic Theater, and then it'll be kind of a debate in the actual forum, and then following that with a meet and greet with the candidates.
Okay,
so
cool.
Get to talk to them and follow up on questions. So again, that is October the 1st. That's October a Tuesday 1st. From 4:30 to 6 at the Civic Theater.
Cool. So if all of you guys got that, October 1st.
Yep.
Yeah. That's so great, because I think it's just great to be able to bring people together towards that common goal, and because there are always going to be problems, and there's always going to be pressing issues that face throughout downtown. We're going to have a lot of problems no matter what, and hosting a candidate forum like this, where you get to see what the possible future may be with the running candidates, and having them all on stage at the same time, and that's something that hasn't happened a lot throughout Spokane, and I think that it's great that you guys have been able to put that together.
Yeah, well, and it's a part of our effort to help our elected officials understand that though they're sacrificing their time and effort, currently they're picking up the mantle from their predecessors, and their predecessors endured a lot of difficulty and negative public attention in some cases for doing the right thing for downtown, and we want to be able to help them think about what it takes to ensure that downtown remains a vibrant place, because 25 and 30 years ago, in the years following Expo 74, it took a bit of a dive, and it was in a very, very bad place for a decade, and it took elected officials from all sides, conservative, liberal, to agree on a number of common positions that they advanced, and there were times where it became very difficult for them to advance the agendas that got us to where we're at right now.
Right.
And so in that spirit, we want to be able to gather our elected officials and our candidates together to help them also see some of our vision while we understand what their vision is as well.
Cool.
So that we can continue to grow as a downtown and grow as a community. A community isn't complete without a healthy, vibrant downtown, and so that's what our organization is here for, and that's what the candidate forum is meant to do in a microcosm in a relatively short hour and a half.
Right.
So,
awesome.
anyways,
yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
I mean, I love downtown. I personally I love Spokane as a whole, but I think downtown is just it's fun. It's fun to, in my opinion, it's fun to drive in, and it's beautiful. And I just think it's really great that you have that vision to keep downtown in that positive light.
Yeah.
And that's just great.
Yep.
And I wonder what else you guys are also doing beyond hosting such things as like the candidate forum.
Sure.
But what else is coming up?
A few other things that we're working on right now. We actually just got past interesting opportunity to work with Spokane Transit and the Public Facilities District to revamp the Arena Plaza Shuttle. So it's a transportation system. It's the shuttle that goes back and forth between, as the name might suggest, the plaza right here and the arena parking lot on the North Bank. It's been in place for a long time, well over a decade, maybe far more than that, but it's the best parking option in downtown, especially for individuals who work in downtown and don't need immediate access to their car.
Right.
If you don't have to have access to your car and need a car within a few blocks of where you're working, the Arena Plaza Shuttle, it's now called Shuttle Park. I should stop referring to it as Arena. It's Shuttle Park. Shuttle Park is there to get you back and forth for $45 a month.
Awesome.
So that compares to off-street parking in downtown that is well above the $150 mark. A lot of people in downtown Spokane are paying approaching, and I think we might actually now be exceeding $200 per month to park at the premium parking garages, River Park Square, the Parkade, and say the Bank of America parking garage.
Right.
And part of that is I think that we may have people that don't know about Shuttle Park that are otherwise parking, very, very close. And we want to see a setup for parking that makes as much parking available for people that do need access to their cars, immediate access to their cars, be right next door, so that they're paying at that rate. And for everyone else, like myself, I don't need quite as much access to my car as the boss does, let's say. So I'm good with walking about 5 blocks west to get to my car and paying $90 a month. Well, Shuttle Park is available. It's a very quick bus ride starting here at the Plaza. You can pick it up on Wall Street, and then as it makes its turn over by the park, and be at your car within 5 minutes.
Wow!
And the frequency of it during rush hour is 12 minutes or so. I think there are actually times where it's more like 10-minute frequency. So if you time it right, you're there. You'll be at your car in 5 minutes, and you're going to pay $45 a month. We wanted to rebrand it so that the name itself communicated what it's about a little more clearly than the previous name. So we settled on Shuttle Park. You park, and then you take the shuttle into downtown. And we've definitely seen some growth with it as off-street parking rates have gone up. We've seen use of it grow, but we think if we do our part to spread the word, we'll continue to see it grow because it is such a great option, especially by price, and it's still very, very convenient.
Yeah, I mean, especially not only just for the price, but also for the stress of parking in general. Because not a lot of people can parallel park. Not to brag or anything, but I'm good at parallel parking. Yeah. And today, to get to this interview, I was sweating. It was quite a process to get into a small little parking spot on Sprague with my big Expedition. So
I was going to ask. You must have brought a Ford F-250. Well, I wasn't too far off. It was a Ford Expedition. Yeah,
Ford Expedition. my family's, we've had it forever. But it's just, and especially when you're driving those big family cars, and not a lot of people have the smaller cars. It's just that in itself, that convenience of being able to park in much wider open area at the arena and be able to take that shuttle bus, and when you don't have to go back to your car and drive everywhere all day, that's just so convenient. And it's beyond the money itself, but just for the convenience in itself.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
No, you got it. It's exactly right. Yep.
Great.
Well, the only other thing that I wanted to cover today, if you got the time, is Wall Street. We're working on Wall Street right now. We're doing a couple of different things there. One very interesting project that it's taken some time to get to where we're at, and we've got a little further to go before we actually start doing significant implementation. But it's the alley between Howard and Wall, so the one on the block that's just to our south where we're at right now. In the 90s, it was had a big sign. It was called People's Alley.
Right.
We're bringing that back. We're bringing People's Alley back.
Yeah. Awesome.
And the idea is that it's an art walk. So cities across the country have picked alleys that have a number of characteristics, as in there's already some existing pedestrian traffic and it's close by, retail and restaurants. Well, the Wall Howard Alley is the right spot by geography. And Councilmember Kinnear really has taken a personal interest in it and has helped us find some capital to invest in that. And we're getting underway with a call for artists coming from Spokane Art. Spokane Arts, they just placed the call for artists for muralists to put murals up on the south wall of the alley. The owner, we're working with the owner right now to finalize the agreement to get that in place, and we're going to put some beautiful murals up over the next several months, and we'll also install a really interesting LED lighting system.
Okay, cool.
In the wintertime, we'll actually add some additional lighting. I think it'll be very cool, and we're going to add speakers, and then we'll build, layer by layer, we'll build on it. I think we'll have some temporary seating for events that we'll manage in that alley. It was actually just repaved a couple weeks ago by the streets department, so it's already looking much better, but still quite a ways to go. And we think it's something that we'll be able to duplicate elsewhere in downtown. So start here, test it out, get it just right, and then apply it in other alleys, including, for instance, Railroad Alley to our southwest would be a great candidate. And then the alley in proximity to Main, so just behind like Madeline's and Durkin's, that could also be another really interesting alley that I believe, of course, we're not going to do any of this without the support of the neighboring property owner, but I think those particular properties could, and the businesses, the owners of the businesses that are there could get on board with this type of investment, so that ultimately, you can make your way down some very interesting art-focused alleys across the downtown core.
And it's great because it just adds more of a cultural element here, and I think that's awesome. Well, anyway, thank you so much for coming on to the show today. And so Andrew Rowles, Downtown Spokane Partnership. Remember, October 1st for the candidate forum. Yes. And also we have Shuttle Park coming up and the new art galleries being put up in the wall. So awesome. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah,
it was great to meet you.
Great
and
to
for
meet you too.
all of you tuning in, thank you for tuning in to Spokane Talks Pulse program. We'll see you next time. I'll catch you on the flippity flop.
The Pulse of Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well Dressed Walrus, and Spokane Firefighters Local 29. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or hear this program again on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com.